Welcome to the CiconePrince.com show starring your man, Cicone Prince. Cicone is an international recognized motivational speaker that focuses on personal development and leadership development. He does this through thought-provoking keynotes, life-changing books, and powerful group coaching sessions. Cicone is a transformational speaker, award-winning author, editor of a globally read online magazine, and conference host. Please welcome your host, Cicone Prince.
Welcome to the CiconePrince.com show. I'm your host, Cicone Prince. And this episode is going to be a blessed one because we have none other than the blessed girl herself, Anana Fidela Holmes. Her interview is coming up later in the show. But listen, I want to talk to you about making an impact. Yes, making an impact. Anana, she's making an impact with the stuff that she's doing. But what about you? What are some of the things that you can do to make an impact in the lives of the people you were meant to serve? Making an impact means that you're willing to make a sacrifice. It means you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to show up for those people. So when it comes to making an impact, you have to have a strong reason why. Because otherwise you'll get tired. Otherwise you'll get weary. Otherwise you'll give up. But if you have a clearly defined why and reason, you will definitely make an impact. And there's a difference between making an impression and making an impact. I'm going to say that again for those that are taking notes. There's a difference between making an impression and making an impact. When you make an impression, it's a light mark. But when you make an impact, you leave a dent. And so many people want to impress folks. No. I want to impact folks. I want to make a difference in their life to the point to where they don't forget it. So what are you doing to make an impact in the lives of the people you've been called to serve? I tell my coaching clients all the time, you have to have a clearly defined why. It has to be in your heart. Because when things get hard, not if, but when they get hard, are you going to be able to continue? Are you going to be able to keep going? Because I'm telling you, there are things that are going to come your way that's going to want to hinder you from actually being able to do what it is you've been called to do. But when it's in your heart, you won't stop to make an impact. You will keep going in spite of what you're facing, in spite of what obstacles you run into. So my question to you is, are you making an impact? I did a video several years ago that actually talked about the difference between making an impact and making excuses. And you know what? I want to share that with you right now. Here's something else fresh out the vault. Are you making an impact? Or are you making excuses? Hi, this is Cicone Prince of CiconePrince.com, where we make motivation personal by introducing you to yourself. And I really want to know, are you making an impact or are you just making excuses? You know, I read a quote the other day that said the person that's good at making excuses is seldom good at anything else. The person that's good at making excuses is seldom good at anything else. Is that you? Are you a champion at making excuses? Are you a professional excuse maker? Or are you the person that's making an impact? Are you the person that's putting in the work and getting it done? Because there are a lot of people that will give you a boatload of excuses as to why they didn't get something done. But then there are a handful of people that say no matter whatever it takes, they will get it done. So where are you? What side of the fence are you on? Are you the impacted one, the one that's changing people's lives and making the world a better place? Or do you have a list, an encyclopedia full of excuses as to why you can't do this or do that? Why you can't lose weight? Why you can't stay in a relationship? Why you can't start that business? Why you can't start that book? There are so many people out there. We have so many challenges, but we don't allow our challenges to define us. Our difficulties to keep us back. Those of us who have a heart for making a difference, we don't have time for excuses because we're too busy changing the world. Hey, look, this is Cicone Prince of CiconePrince.com, where we make motivation personal. We're introducing you to yourself. And I don't want you to be a champion of excuses, but I want you to be a champion of changing the world. Hey, look, I ask you to like and share this video. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
have to work hard at that.
Right. Man, it's about time for us to get started.
Well, we are. It's we live. We just waiting on you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, men of God. Welcome to the National Men's Prayer Call.
And you know that I'm the Messiah. And on that rock, I'll be able to build your faith, your ministry, your identity, everything based on that fundamental knowledge that you know my identity.
Most of us are trying to game plan these different areas of life. Like, how am I going to win in my business? How am I going to, get this relationship right? How am I going to lose that 20 or 30 pounds, right? That COVID-19 that a lot of us put on. Like, we got plans for everything else, but what is the God plan?
Hello everybody, how you doing? This is Cicone Prince of CiconePrince.com, where we make motivation personal by introducing you to yourself. And I can't tell you how excited I am to be a part of the 30-year celebration of DJ Mike J, but also the Mental Real Estate Conference. This conference is going to be unlike anything else because it really focuses on mental real estate. But what makes it different? It's the fact that you have none other than DJ Mike J that's going to be providing some incredible information with some amazing speakers. But then the after party, that's going to take it to a whole nother level. One of the reasons I do what I do is because I know that within everybody, there's an opportunity for greatness. There's an opportunity for success, and there's an opportunity to make an impact. I think our biggest problem is we don't see it. So my job is to help introduce you to yourself. Because once you truly understand who you are, no one can stop you. But until you understand who you are, anyone can. So I'm glad to be a part of this event because I know that the speakers that DJ Mike J is bringing in is going to actually help you see yourself in a totally different light. And then we're also going to have Dr. Michael Freeland. He's going to be sharing some information as well. So you don't want to miss this event. If you haven't done so already, get your tickets to this life-changing event because it's going to be one for the record books. And 30 years DJing, that in and of itself is a milestone. So listen, I will see you in Kansas City for this amazing event. And I want to thank DJ Mike J for allowing me an opportunity to grace the stage with all of these amazing speakers. We'll see you there. Don't forget, get your tickets. Talk to you later. Bye. Welcome back. I am so excited that we have none other than my BBS sister, Anana Pfeiffer Delahome. And she's going to actually tell you a little more about the stuff that she's doing. So Anana, introduce yourself.
Oh my goodness. Hello. OMG. I am so excited to be here. Let me tell you, thank you so much for having me, my BBS brother, Mr. Cicone Prince. I am Anana Pfeiffer Delahome. I am your blessed girl. I'm the founder of Blessed Girls Global. We're an organization, a nonprofit that really works to build and develop leadership skills in girls around the world. So I am excited to be here as well as working with girls. I have an amazing platform called Moms on a Mission, where we work with women, mothers, and particularly that they get to know exactly who they are and that, listen, it is mission I am possible. Not to get lost in the sauce sometimes of motherhood, of being a wife and being an entrepreneur, all these things that I'm very, very familiar with, but to make sure that we keep the main thing, and that is fulfilling our God-given purpose in this time and in this season.
That is so true. And for those that don't know, when we say BBS, we're talking about Black Belt Speakers. And that's how we met. And our coach, Dr. Ruben West, he's been a guest on our show already, but he has definitely built a family of individuals who truly have a passion for helping to change lives. So with that being said, Anana, I want you to tell the audience what are some of the things you've done to help develop yourself personally.
Wow. Oh, the list goes on and on. But let me just even go back, as you were even speaking about Black Belt speaker training. And that honestly was one of the foundations, of course, for myself and definitely where we met and how our relationship has grown as we, put the time in to develop and to hone into our speaking skills, right? And I tell you, I am so even grateful at just even again, when you were talking about it, thinking about what we've done together, where we've traveled, and the impact that we've had in that same space of really going and growing, right, and learning and getting the mentorship and the training, and having our, what can you say, having your boots on ground, right, with speaking and doing the training and the coaching together. So it's just funny that, we're talking about the things that, I've done and you have done, and we've done it together, that getting the training and the mentorship is always key, and it never stops, right? It's always something that, I always say, like leaders are readers. We have to always be doing what we can to pour into ourselves, because, hey, you can't give from an empty space. You have to take the time to fill your cup. And then as it runneth over, right, we can give and pour into others. So, that's always the foundation, is that you always need to get the training, the coaching and the mentorship that you need. You're never too big for it. You never know enough. There's always levels. And if you are the biggest fish in the pond, it's time to make some moves and get around some folks that are doing get in a lake. How about getting to the lake and then going to the ocean? Like, it's time to go into the deep, if you will. So I would say that is really the foundation of really learning and growing as far as personal development and getting in the right environment. But the one thing that I would say that is real current, as we're talking of, in the season that we're in, dealing with, the post-pandemic era, and we all know 2020, listen, that was a year we will never forget. Right? Yeah. I mean, sir, there's so many things happening all around the globe where, like, really the world stood still. But I'm just happy to know, and I know even for you and with this show and your podcast and all the amazing things that you're doing, that we didn't stand still, that we kept on moving. And we really did that because we knew that, the world needs our voice, right? There's something that we have to continue to do. So I'm super excited that with my Moms on a Mission platform, the one thing that we have that's coming out real soon that I've been working on all of 2020 in the midst of the storm is a new training, a new book, and it's called Flawed by Design. And with that, we say, listen, I am flawed, but you know what? It's by design. I have a designer. God created me just who I am. I am a masterpiece, right? And so the book really allows you to go through that process and understand who you are, and check your identity, right? And know that this is who you are and the way that you were created, because you know what? We may make mistakes, but we are not a mistake. Right. So, even to our viewers to know that, listen, we've all made mistakes. No one is perfect, but you are not a mistake. And who you are a masterpiece. So one of the first things that the biggest takeaways that we have and use in the book as far as the tools is given five steps in this process. Because you can speak and tell a story, but how do you take action? How do you personalize it and give someone the steps to move forward? And I want to just share just the first two with the audience today. And the first one is really, you have to understand your features, understand your flavor, right? Because we all have them. And so I always say that take the time to find out what it is that makes you you, what makes you unique. And really the trick of the enemy a lot of times is to get you to think that thing, and it may even be a flaw, but that's the way that God made you uniquely. This is your prominent, what is your prominent attribute? What is it about you, right? That, listen, I always say everybody can do it, but can't nobody do it like you. So you need to put the time in to find out, what is that about you? What's your gift? What's your talent? What is it that makes you you, right? And so that's what I say, your feature and or your flavor. You know what I mean? Because we know we are the salt of the earth, that we're supposed to bring that special flavor, right? And I understand also even in that here's the thing, I ain't for everybody. Right? So some people might not like spicy stuff. Some people might like sweet stuff. Some people might like salty. You might like a Cajun feel. It's okay. We all have different taste buds, right? But once I understand my flavor, then I get to know where do I add value to? Where can I go as myself, right? As this blessed girl, where can I go and where can my features and my flavor add value? So that's definitely one of the first things that I always want to share and help people to do that. And I understand that that's not always easy, right? Because again, it's like, what is it that makes me me? I don't know, because a lot of times, even from childhood, we're taught to almost like be like everybody else. Right? Sing like everybody else, dance like everybody else, whatever the hottest thing, you got to dress like everyone else, whatever it is, right? So then you got to really figure out and understand what is it about me that's different, right? And I know this is not easy. So just giving tips to that, you make a list yourself. Right? What are the features? What are the things about me that it makes me different? But then also you got to go out and ask folks. Ask your friends and your family or your colleagues or even some of your church members, people that you work with, right? That you serve with and volunteer. And believe it or not, they'll tell you. And it might be things, because you might say, I always say get a minimum of 5, right? And you may struggle with 1 or 2. Like, I don't know I'm just me. I don't know, right? But when you go out there and you ask, you'll be like, wow, that's me. I do that, I add value to you in that way. So I can tell you that I've done this exercise time and time again, because we always reinventing ourselves, right? And working on the versions of ourselves. But I think that that's always something you need to know, who you are. You need to know what your features and what your flavor is. And if you don't know that, if you haven't taken the time to develop it, because they always say, listen, if you don't know who you are, somebody else will tell you, they'll give you an identity, right? But it's time, you need to know for yourself to let the world know, listen, so you can make these statements. I am brilliant. I am strategic. I am intentional, and I do, and I help, and guess what? I will. These are powerful, powerful statements. So if you haven't taken the time to develop those statements about yourself, to develop who you are, who you were created to do, I certainly challenge everyone to take the time to do that, especially in this time and in this season that we're in right now.
Yeah, that is so amazing. And even as you were talking and about how you spent time, in fact, developing yourself, I was thinking about, oftentimes I tell people, I say, look, I know 10 minutes more than you do. And they look at me like, wait, what do you mean? If I stop learning, they'll catch up and they'll pass me. And so making that point to keep pouring into myself, to keep learning, to keep developing, to keep stretching myself and growing is how I can definitely help somebody else. Because again, if I stop learning and they keep learning, I'm going to be going to them for knowledge and for experience. And I really love what you said about having those books and the things that you're doing, because you're pouring into other people. And see, to me, that's where leadership is so important, because it's not just about what you can do, but is what you can do for other people that makes the difference. And so share with me and with our listening audience just a little bit about, I know you talked a little bit about it, but even more about your initiatives and the things that you're doing to help develop other leaders and help other people.
Indeed. Well, one thing is, of course, dealing with the youth. We just launched a book where we have some select young ladies from around the world. We have them in East Africa, Burundi, and South America, and here in the US. And so we have what we call, the philosophy is the 4 C's, where we are creating change today. Right? It starts today, right? We're not going to wait till tomorrow, especially when we're dealing with our youth. They have such ideas, experiences, right? And we need to listen. I say, listen, learn, so you can live civility. So with the 4 C's, we focus on civility, community, creativity, and climate change. And we have youth and women, right? Usually those that really are the under marginalized, those that are the last that we go to and ask, for advice or ideas. We allow them to be the experts. We allow them to share their experience, right? Their challenges, the obstacles, and what they see from their lens, right? So this
Right.
book talks about that. So we have some incredible girls that are poets, they're bakers, they are business owners, entrepreneurs, right? Incredible young ladies come together and share in the 4 C's, right? So that's one platform. And we have our youth civility training camp that is happening. And this is a global training that's happening in August. So it's the second week of August. It's a 4-day intense training. And all of the young people that come, they'll come out with a certification in youth civility. So I'm certainly looking forward to that as that's coming up. But the last thing is the 4 by Design, working with moms on a mission. The one thing, and this is everyone, and we're talking about leadership development, is be the solution.
Right.
It's so easy to see the problem. Like we see the problems. We can all sit around and talk about the problems, right? But how about what are the solutions? Right. What are some of the solutions? Once you realize who you are, you've developed your features, you've gone through these things. How about you become the problem solver? Right. And this is what happens. I say this all the time. People will see problems, but I see solutions. When I come to a table or environment, things will be crazy, hectic. Okay, how are we going to get out of this situation? How are we going to work through this and get to the next level or come out of it? Right. So we didn't go through it for anything. Now we've overcome these obstacles. We've overcome these challenges and things. And now you be the solution. So when we talk about leadership development, it's around you figuring out what is it that's missing? What's the missing piece, right? And bringing your perspective, your experience, your knowledge, your training, your go through, your trials, your testing, bringing that perspective to the table and adding value and helping folks or people move towards being the solution. So that's the last thing that I always say. Okay, you're here. You've done it. You've arrived. Now, how about you go back and be the solution? So when we talk about leaders are problem solvers. Leaders go back into the world, go back into the community, what have you, and they bring solutions. Be a solutionist.
Right. Well, I know you shared a whole lot of stuff with our audience, but I know somebody out there saying, how can I get in contact with her? How can I follow? How can I connect with her? How would they do that?
Indeed. Please, let's do that. And I feel like that is so important because community, connection, right? Building a network is really, really key. So if there's anything that, that I've shared with you today, and if there's something that, I want to know more. I want to connect. I want to learn more about this Flawed by Design, the 4 C's, Moms on a Mission, all that. I need more of that. First and foremost, especially for my adults and leadership development, it's AnanaPfeiffer.com. You go there, you just click the button. It says, let's get connected. Or I think I got 2 different options for you, but it doesn't even matter. You click that button, you put your name and your email in, and we will get back with you and we'll take it from there. I think even the calendar, we can get some things on the schedule, but I love that. But if you're interested in learning more about Blessed Girls and you are a youth leader, or you have someone in your family, your daughter, your niece, your granddaughter, that you want them to get some mentorship and learn more about this world civility and this time that we're in with 4 C's and our philosophy, you can go to blessedgirls.com. So Blessed Girls, hey, AnanaPfeiffer.com. Either way, either of those locations, you can learn more and click the link and let's get connected and let's continue to move forward, being the solution.
Well, as you can tell by her response and by her reaction, she is excited about what she's doing, and I am as well. If you definitely want to connect with her, because she is doing some incredible things, and I am so happy to say that I know her and I call her my black belt speaker sister. Hey, listen, we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back.
The wait is finally over for Cicone's most anticipated book of the year, Leadership That Lasts. Passing on 10 solid principles to ensure an enduring legacy. phenomenal, transformative, life-changing. Available now in Amazon. Order yours today.
I'm Dr. Michelle Dumas, the principal of Morningside Elementary School, and you were able to motivate not only my children, but my parents. You were able to help them to see that one day you could be the next Maya Angelou or Barack Obama. I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Man, what an amazing interview with Anana. And I'm telling you, I know for a fact that she is making an impact in the lives of the people that she was called to serve. But you know, that really brings us to our last word, which is found in Mark chapter 5, verse 19. And the word of the Lord reads, Howbeit Jesus suffered him not, but said unto him, Go home to thy friends, and tell them how great things the Lord hath done for thee, and hath had compassion on thee. Now, talking about making an impact, Jesus made an impact in that man's life. He made an impact to the point to where the man wanted to follow him. But he said, no, I want you to go home and I want you to be a witness and tell what the Lord has done for you. So what kind of impact are you making? Are you making an impact in somebody's life that they can actually say, because of you, I didn't quit? Because of your example, your encouragement, because of your motivation, I didn't quit? So I know that Christ made an impact and he wants us to make one as well. So my question to you is, what type of impact are you going to make? Hey, look, this is Cicone Prince of the CiconePrince.com show, and I am super pumped because our guest next week, you don't want to miss that one. So listen, we will see you in the next episode. Talk to you later. God bless.